You can use color boards when you add images to your video as well. Often the images won't be the same dimensions as the screen, so adding a color board will help. So let's experiment with adding an image to our timeline. First, position the playhead in the timeline where you want the image to appear. Now, before you add your image, you'll want to add a color board layer. So again, select the layer icon, select Photo, then select Color Board. You will likely want to stick with one color throughout your video for consistency, but this is a personal choice. Select your color and tap on the plus sign to add it to the timeline. Then click on the back arrow at the top left of the screen to be taken back to the photo options. All of your saved images will be available there. Click on the file that has your video resume images, then click on the image you want to use. You'll now see it on the timeline just below the color board. Now tap the play button at the top right of the screen to see how the color board and image look. You'll likely see that they are smaller than the screen size. To expand them, click on the color board layer in the timeline and drag the arrow to stretch out the color board. Then tap on the image layer in the timeline to highlight the image, and again drag the arrow to stretch and position the image where you want it to appear on screen. If you want to change the look of the image, for instance add a filter or a border, tap the image layer in the timeline and you'll notice there are several options at the bottom of the screen to modify your image. Let's say you wanted to add a caption for the image. Tap the layer icon and then tap Text. For the caption, you may simply want to use the default option. Tap the default box and tap again to add a text layer to the timeline. To edit the text, tap the text layer in the timeline and tap the edit icon on the bottom left of the screen. Then select Edit Text and type the text you want to use. Before you click on the check mark, you may want to change the color of the text. To do this, click on the edit icon to the left of the text edit box and select your preferences. Another option is to add a background to your text, which may help the text to stand out on the screen. Tap the backdrop option, enable it, and choose the style, color, and opacity of the background for your caption. Once you're satisfied with the wording and style preferences, you may want to change the size and position of the text. To do this, hold down the text box on screen, reposition it, and use the arrow to expand or shrink the text box. Once you're satisfied, press the play button to see how it looks. One thing you'll notice when you press the play button when you're working on a layer is that it will only play the part you're working on. If you want to watch it from the beginning, just click on the arrow on the bottom left of the screen to go back to the home editing screen. You'll be able to play it from the very beginning.